In this video, we're gonna be comparing two different diecasts. These are both from opposite ends of the spectrum. We're gonna be comparing Hot Wheels and Ignition Model. I think it's a great opportunity to compare the differences from lowest to highest, starting right now. James here again with Model Cars Houston. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I drop one video a week every Monday, but like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date on all my new video drops. We've got the Pan Am GR Supra here. We've got the Slide Street Toyota GR Supra as well on this side. A little bit more premium Hot Wheel. This is part of a 5-car set, as you can see on the back here. So starting with the casing, I think you can immediately notice the difference here as far as the presentation goes. Obviously Hot Wheels doing their thing with the cardboard and plastic case to hold the vehicle, and these are obviously found on your typical pegs. However, Ignition Model is doing the presentation with a nice base acrylic case, a sweet looking plaque, so definitely a noticeable difference between the two when it comes to that presentation value. However, let's take it to the next step of opening them up so we can see how the details for the cars look.
A few moments later.
So as far as Hot Wheels goes, for this premium line, once you open it up, that's gonna be it. However, with the Ignition Model, you can slide it out. You've got this nice case here. You pop that open and voila. Now these are screwed, as you can see at the bottom. That's what holds that model car in place. But you can see this metal plaque here. That really just gives it that professional look. Obviously with the Hot Wheel packaging, you're not going to be getting any of that. However, it does have some really cool artwork on the cardboard piece. So these are Toyota GR Supras with the Pan Am Rocket Bunny wide body kit. So looking at the side by side as far as scale goes, it looks pretty darn close. I would want to say 64 to 64. I can start to see some differences in the fender flare for the rear section right here. You can see that right there. Just looks a little bit more wider when it comes to the body kit for the Ignition Model over here. But you'll also notice with the Ignition Model, you're gonna see this limited production verbiage here, which with Ignition Model, you're always gonna get these in limited quantities, so they only print a few before they all run out. For Hot Wheels, it obviously works the same way. They're not gonna be making these forever, but of course, we know that Hot Wheels are a little bit more mass produced, so they're probably gonna be printing thousands of these. With Ignition, you're probably looking at around the 1,000 to 2,000 range when it comes to this stuff. So a little bit more rare. Trying to keep it more of a collectible item. For Hot Wheels, I'm sure that the collectors are doing the same thing as well. So I went ahead and removed the Ignition Model version off the base so we can hold it a little bit better. But when we put it side by side, we can see it like that now. All right, so here we go, guys. Looking at it from the front, the decal and livery work on the Hot Wheels is actually a lot more appealing. I think it looks really cool with the Greddy, Toyota, the stripes here, some of the sponsorship logos. The Ignition Model, you're kind of going for more of a cleaner look, so you're not gonna have a ton of livery or decal going on. You're just seeing the couple of logos here and here. You'll immediately notice that Hot Wheels is rocking decals for headlights, whereas with Ignition Model, you're gonna be messing with the actual plastic inserts for headlights just to give it that extra sense of realism. So when it comes to collector grade diecast and resin models, you're always gonna have these inserts as opposed to stickers and decals. Looking at the front bumper, you'll see the Toyota logo is noticeable on both. The front bumper looking pretty much the same, and you actually see some of the detail for the front venting here where the wad body goes, whereas the Ignition, you don't see those. It's actually painted over white. You'll see it right here. You'll see the black right there. Bumper looking the same for the most part, so we're good there. Looking at it from the side profile, the thing that stands out to me almost immediately is that you've got no side view mirrors on Hot Wheels, guys. Look at that, just plain flat out missing. You've got a side view mirror here. You also have some of the A-pillar details on the Ignition Model right there, whereas Hot Wheels, you don't see nothing. It's just kind of like a plastic piece that molds along with the windshield. Again, the details on the livery for the Hot Wheel does look a lot cooler. The ignition model certainly has a more aggressive stance. You can tell that it's lowered. We see some of the details for the riveting here on the ignition model, whereas the Hot Wheels you don't. It's just kind of painted over. The detail for the door handles are a little bit more prominent on the ignition model. The wheel setup is just glorious on the ignition model. You've got a gray setup with polished lip, whereas Hot Wheels, you're just going for that one color. Spins super good though, that's one advantage with Hot Wheels, whereas ignition model is more for static display. So you're not gonna be getting much of that spin action. Side skirts look the same. It's got the matte black going. You got the decals as I mentioned before. You've got rubber tires on both, so that's good. That's an extra. This Hot Wheels line for the premium, you're gonna get the rubber tires as opposed to the 99-cent regular old versions where it has plastic tires. And then moving to the back, lots going on the back here. So you're going to get more decals, no decals. Spoiler actually looks a lot thicker on the Hot Wheels and it looks not as wide. The ignition model certainly has a wider profile, it looks like, when it comes to that spoiler. You can see the ducktail part here is a lot thicker, a lot bigger. Certainly you can tell that. The tail lights are gonna be the exact same as the front, whereas ignition, you're actually using red inserts for plastic, whereas for the Hot Wheels, you're just using decals. For the exhaust, you actually have some detail of a titanium tip, whereas for the exhaust on the Hot Wheel, you just got that molded to the base of the Hot Wheel type of exhaust. So it's just one whole piece. You can see that the brake light here is a little bit more detailed as well, whereas on this one, it's just all black. And you've got a couple more vents going on there. Nothing here, just nice and clean, okay? One detail I see is that right there, you'll see it's got painted over white, whereas on the Hot Wheel, you'll see the black there. So another little detail that was missed with the ignition model. Let's go to the roof. You can see some of the roof lines here, which gives it a little bit more realism, whereas this one, you're not gonna see any of that. You can immediately tell that the rear hatch window is predominantly smaller on the Hot Wheels, whereas on the ignition model, you're gonna get a little bit bigger window. So that's probably, I'm gonna go with ignition in terms of accuracy for that one. And looking at it from the other side, you've got a little bit of a detail for the gas cap. Here you got a lot of it. You're gonna see that riveting detail for the widened fenders, whereas on this one you don't. And just to show you guys, you can see immediately that the rear fenders are certainly wider on the ignition model. You can tell right here. You see how it's not as wide here as arched. So that's just another difference I noticed. Got some cool decals going here on the roof. I feel like you definitely get your money's worth more on the ignition model, but at the same time, you're obviously getting your money's worth on this too, right? But if you're like me, if you're looking for something with a little bit more detail, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more rare and collector grade, then ignition model is certainly a great option for you. In this video, we are comparing a collector grade model to that of a premium Hot Wheels model. Both are AE86s, and let's see if the premium model does a little bit better than their main line starting right now. Here we are again with Hot Wheels versus a collector grade model. Now, if you've been paying attention to my channel, I actually did a Hot Wheels versus collector grade model with Tomitech. And if you're interested in that video, you can actually find it right there. For this video, we've got a premium Hot Wheel, Inno64, same car, so should make for a great comparison. But let's begin with the presentation and box art. So with the Hot Wheels, you're gonna get the same type of presentation. However, this cardboard is a little bit bigger than the standard mainline stuff. Really cool graphics on the cardboard. The artwork is cool. This is part of the Hot Wheels Card Culture Slide Street series. There's a total of 5, and this is number 3. You can see the other variations here. And for Inno models, those that are not familiar, it's gonna come in this nice acrylic case, plastic base, screwed down, really cool presentation window. I love the black and white artwork. Since we've got this like this, you'll also notice that on the box, this is gonna be 3 and up, whereas for collector grade, you are looking at 14 and up. So it is on the box art, but let's rip them out. So for the Hot Wheels, I just skipped past my aggressive way of taking them out of the clamshell, but here is the Hot Wheels. For the Inno64, all you do is you take off the plastic slip and then you just slide it out. And then something cool about this guy that I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat since we're here is that, look at that. It comes with an extra set of nice wheels. And in this case, these look like those famous Watanabes that are always on these cars. So it comes with axles, 4 wheels so that you can actually interchange them. And if you wanna check out a video where I show you how to put those on these cars, you can check it out right there. Here we go. This one's open. I'll put the wheels to the side. Here we go. That one's open, but let me take this off its base as well. Okay guys, we've got them both out and free. Yeah. So what are we looking at here? We are looking at the Toyota AE86. Pretty dang popular amongst JDM fans, collectors, Initial D, and everything else in between. But looking at the aesthetics of the car, you can see the cool TRD livery and stripes that's on the Hot Wheels premium version. I love that they did that. The graphics are pretty sweet on there. They've got some sponsorship logos here and everything. So really well done on that one. But guys, this one is gonna be more of an OEM standard black white panda type of setup. That's why it's got the black carbon fiber hood here, black tidbits, polished wheels with the black centers, things like that. The setup for this one is going to be different without delivery. However, I've seen other versions of livery versions of this as well that does exist. Going by the scale, both claim to be 64 scale. However, you can definitely tell that the Hot Wheels is going to be a little bit larger. So even though this is a premium collection, the scale size is going to be larger. I've done a video on the mainline version of a Hot Wheel and it was about the same. Going to the front of the vehicle, I immediately noticed the plastic inserts for the headlights there. Both are popped up, which is pretty cool. They're not put down. So pop-up headlights, any pop-up headlight lovers out there, let me know down in the comments below. Obviously for the Hot Wheels again, guys, unfortunately, we are using stickers. That's gonna go for the headlight. Fog lights at the bottom as well. However, the Inno doesn't have fog lights, probably because of this front lip. That actually probably deletes the fog lights. But even for the turn signal, guys, you can see right here that it's got a plastic insert, whereas here it's just looks like paint. Might be a sticker too. Both have front license plates, pretty neat. This one's got the TRD. I like this one because it's got the JDM license plate, just gives it that extra JDM touch. And then for the hood, as mentioned, you're gonna get the carbon fiber bonnet here with washer nozzles. Standard hood here, no washer nozzles. And you can see some of the hood line details right here as well, where on the premium, you're not gonna see those things. On the side, let's go. You can see that size difference again, especially with that rear quarter mirror, just the longer body. But okay, cool thing with the Hot Wheels Premium that you're gonna get nice rubber tires. And not only that, the wheels look a lot better. They're not your staple plastic simplistic design. These actually have some dish to them. This looks like it's stock rocking a 4-spoke type wheel. On the Inno64, you've got some nice polished wheels with black centers, rubber tires as well. And another cool detail with the rubber tire, you can actually see tread on them, whereas on the Hot Wheels you don't see tread details like that. Door handles, side view mirror, guys, that's good. They got side view mirror on both. You can see that the side view mirror is a lot more detailed. It comes off the car, whereas this is just part of the cast. Something to notice, guys, that I've mentioned before, you see this black trim around the windows? This one doesn't have it, but that just gives it some extra realism, extra detail. Same for the front windshield, you can see it there, but those types of details is what makes it look even more realistic, guys. We've also got the side skirt here. No side skirt on this guy, pretty bare. And now let's move on to the back. For the back, guys, same thing going on here. We've got stickers and decals for the premium Hot Wheel, and we've got plastic inserts and color variations for the tail lights. No spoiler on this guy. I love the riveted spoiler on this guy. JDM plate, TRD, Hot Wheels plate. It's got some logos there for the car, which is nice detail because this one doesn't. On the back windshield, you'll see the wiper and you'll see the defrost, whereas on the premium, you're not gonna see any of those details. And then moving on to the exhaust side, rear bumper, pretty simple for the premium, pretty detailed for the Inno64. The exhaust, you'll see it's colored, got some nice detail to it, whereas on the premium, gonna be a bit more basic and part of the base cast. And then driver side, because these are right-hand drive, JDM Mad Tight. We've got some interior details. Pretty cool on the premium. They've got a bucket seat in there, a one-seater. On the Inno64, there's 2 bucket seats in there. The details for the steering wheel, looking pretty plain, just a piece of round plastic. However, on the Inno64, you're gonna get an actual spoke design, which is pretty nice. They've got that extra level of detail. And one of the biggest advantages of a Hot Wheel is that what? It rolls. Check that out. Unfortunately, Inno64 does not roll. However, with some modifications, you can make it roll. So that's one big advantage for the premium. So as far as price goes, here we go. You ready? Inno64 is gonna come in at around 20 bucks to $23. That comes with the car, the case, the extra set of wheels. And for the premium Hot Wheels car culture, I believe those are actually around the $6 to $7 range now. I wanna say there was a recent price increase for those. I'm pretty sure they used to be $5 back in the day. Believe it or not, I'm actually being forced to do this video. Little man is waiting for me to unbox this so that I can hand it off to him, but we've got to do this review super fast. This is between Tarmac Works and Hot Wheels, so let's get started, see what those differences are, starting right now. It's that time again where I get to compare a Hot Wheels to a higher end brand, in this case Tarmac Works. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, guys, this is not to say that Hot Wheels is superior to Tarmac and vice versa, because at the end of the day, we're going to collect what you like. However, this is just to show you guys some of the differences and what type of gap exists between these two brands at this price point, etc. So take this information with a grain of salt. Obviously, me personally, I am past the Hot Wheels phase, and as mentioned, little man is waiting for this. But here we have the Tarmac Works HKS Nissan Silvia S15 drift car, and in this one we've got the Hot Wheels Premium Team Transport. A lot of the Hot Wheels guys familiar with this. This is something that Hot Wheels is known for doing with a lot of their diecast setups. You're always going to get the truck and the car. Now with the Tarmacs, you're not gonna get any of that. You're just gonna get the car, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the amount of detail that's packed into this little package. So let's just start with the box. So box, you're just gonna get this. Got some nice little graphic art there. HKS logo, things like that. Hot Wheels, pretty nice little, graphics on here as well, but clam style packaging, which you're gonna have to rip out in order to get this. So let's take these out, reveal them, and for this one, I think I know someone that might be able to help me with that. All right, we've got the Hot Wheels one out, and just to get this guy out of the way, this is just the truck that you've typically always seen, always gonna be color schemed the way that it is with the car that comes in the packaging. So I'm not doing an overview on this guy, just know that it comes with a truck. And then for the Tarmac Work, you just open it up here, slide it out, boom, there you have it, done, easy. No need to rip up any crazy cardboard backings. Now we've got both here, so let's quickly go through, see what we're dealing with here. So first and foremost, guys, you obviously know that Tarmac Works, which is this guy here, is gonna be specializing in true 64 scale. And we know that Hot Wheels is not really true 64 scale, although people call it that. It's not. You can see here the size differences. You got a bit of a fatty boy going on with the Hot Wheels version right here. You're gonna be looking for the Vertex front bumper. Now, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think this is the same exact HKS Silvia that this one is. This one may have gone through some older school iteration, whereas this one's maybe the latest and greatest. Somebody in the community that knows, please write that down in the comments below if these are the same or if this is an older version and this is a newer version. But you can see the bumpers are not the same. You've got a Vertex bumper here with an opening that's completely open in the center, whereas on the Hot Wheels, you've got this line going on right in the middle. The headlights are gonna be different because you've got decals on the Hot Wheels as always with some detail, but you're gonna have those nice plastic inserts on the Tarmac Work. Now, when it comes to the hood, you've got a lot more stuff going on. You can see that the Tarmac Works has a lot more sponsorship logos and tampos on it. You've got the Vertex hood, you've got the scooped hood there, vented hood, whereas on the Hot Wheels version, you're probably never gonna see a vented hood. It's always just gonna be flat because they're trying to keep it as simple as possible and price cognizant. Moving on to the side, Hot Wheels actually did put some effort into this. Let's see, Hot Wheels, they've got the red wheel and yellow wheel in the back. Nothing fancy with the wheel. These are just typical wheels that you're used to seeing on all their casts. You've got side view mirror here, you've got some of the graphics for the HKS logo here, and then on the Tarmac Works, you're gonna have the nice detailed Advan wheels, also in the red and the yellow, but super detailed on the side. It's got the Vertex side skirts. It's even got this rubber mirror here. Some people don't like the rubber mirror because it's flimsy, but the reason why they do it is to prevent it from breaking. So a lot of differences on the side. Oh, also you can see that the Tarmac Works has this feeler on here, just like the real version in real life, whereas the Hot Wheels version does not, just keeping it simple. And then also here, you can see some of the sponsorship decals and stuff, but you can see it's got the Nismo decal here and an Advan decal on the side skirt, whereas on the Tarmac version, you don't have those things. You've got the Yokohama decal there, and then you've got all these other sponsorships here, and then you've got the Genki. Anyone familiar with the Genki? Look, Hot Wheels missing it completely. Tarmac Works all over it. Genki, some of you guys, old school guys might be familiar. Genki is a video game company, and they were the ones that produced the game Tokyo Extreme Racer for all those nostalgic old school fans. So the scribbled blob faced guy definitely missing on the Hot Wheels version. A lot of the decals and sponsorship logos are missing, but again, it could be attributed to the fact that maybe this is an earlier version and this is a later version. And then moving on to the rear, you can see some major differences here. So Hot Wheels keeping the OE style taillights with the decal. Tarmac Works doing the Alteza style with the plastic insert. Different spoiler design. You've got a GT spoiler here. You've got more of a factory looking spoiler on this one, but at least they were able to paint it black. You've got aftermarket exhaust. You've got some exhaust going on here, which is just like a metal, it's even blocked off. You're gonna get no, it's like a completely restricted exhaust system, as you can see there. Whereas on the Tarmac Works, you've got something that actually looks and resembles an exhaust. And then the other side, same thing, mirrored about. And something else to note about both of these is that they both have rolling features. Check this out. Hot Wheels, obviously known for its rolling, but Tarmac Works stepping up their game and coming out with diecasts that also roll. So both diecasts have rolling wheel action. Now, when it comes to price point, guys, you're typically looking at about $16 to $18, right? With the car and the transport truck. So both of these together, $16 to $18. I haven't really seen this scalped about, so no one's really price jacking it, but I'm sure as time goes on and these get more and more rare, it may increase in value, and then, you know, the scalper's gonna be out there doubling it. But the Tarmac Works, Jesus, this thing looks like a little toy on this trailer. Look at this. The Tarmac Works coming in at around $15 to $20. So for the same price range, you're gonna get something of extremely high detail, super scale accurate, updated. Again, maybe assuming that this is an older version, but guys, check it out. Now, Hot Wheels fans, if you're die-hard, you're gonna get this, right? No matter what. But if you're looking for the next evolution in diecast, in terms of detail, quality, scale, you're gonna wanna look at Tarmac Works. And I've preached this a lot. I've converted a lot of ex-Hot Wheels owners into this collector grade, higher end stuff. Of course, if you are a collector, you're gonna get anything and everything you want that's related to a Nissan S15, especially if you're a fan of that platform. But the Tarmac Works is super tough to pass up with its precision manufacturing and attention to detail. While all those Hot Wheels collectors are looking for that pink Roxy Porsche, in this video we are going to be comparing Hot Wheels Rexy to that of Mini GT's Rexy. These actually released at almost the same time, but let's go through, figure out what these differences are starting right now. Some of you guys may remember the monstrosity that I recently reviewed on the channel when it came to that Hoonigan Racing Rexy Porsche, but in this video we're going to be talking about some legit goods.
That was legitness.
Some of the similarities here that these are both approved by AO Racing, and AO Racing has been fighting very hard to try and keep it legit out there with all the counterfeit, copycat nonsense, not approved things. Both are licensed by Porsche, which these guys definitely are proud to present because Porsche is not an easy license to get. Price point for each one. For the Mini GT, you're looking at about like $21, $22 maybe before shipping. And then on the Hot Wheels, you're gonna be looking at around around the $10 range, if I'm not mistaken, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But I had to pay scalper pricing yet again, unfortunately, just like that Hot Wheels RLC Supra, and it came out to be like $26, $27. So believe it or not, I actually paid the same price for this as it was this, and that's actually very surprising because guess what? You're getting a little bit more for the money on this one, and that's what we're going to be going through this video and finding out. So let's remove both of these out of their blisters. Starting with Hot Wheels, it's no secret that you're going to have to remove this from here and destroy this dang thing. So let's get started right now and do it. Now this is going to go to my son, so I'm not really worried about it, right guys? Box art looking pretty good, right? They got the little Porsche in the background, the Rexy Porsche there. And this is actually a 1 out of 5 because the car culture comes in a set of 5 with other cars mixed into it, which I will show you guys what they are here in a minute. Let's just get this out of the way there. And here they are, the 5 cars that you can get to complete the set. You can see all the licenses that they've got, and the Porsche license is right there in the middle there, but that's gonna be the cardboard portion of it. And then here's the car ripped out. You got your die-cast Rexy from Hot Wheels here. And then let's go on to the Mini GT. Mini GT, same thing. You're gonna have to destroy this blister to get into the car. So what I typically do is I just get my knife, careful not to chop your fingers off, and just go right across there. And then go down here and kind of go at it about like that. The cool thing about the Mini GT is that once you get it out, you actually get an extra goodie here. There's the car right there. This box is the one I'm talking about, which has all the licenses. There's the Porsche, there's the IMSA racing license, and then obviously approved by AO Racing as well. So you get this little box that you can put the car in, which is an added little bonus, right? You can put the car in there just like that. So you take the car, put it in, bada bing, bada boom, and you've got a nice little case for it. Whereas with the Hot Wheels, you don't really get that, right? You're just gonna have to display that thing somewhere, probably in one of those cases or something like that. And then there you have it, the Mini GT version. Wow, take a look at that. That's really good. These look freaking sweet. Here's actually a Spark version, which we're not gonna be talking about in this video, but Spark and Mini GT doing it very similar here. Actually, they got that tail on the back window there too. But this is the number 56 car. This is the number 80 car, which is actually the same as the Hot Wheels car. Check it out. Both are going to be the 80 car. So we've already talked about the box art, so we got that out of the way. We talked about the price point. Let's talk about the actual details. So Hot Wheels, obviously guys, you know that it's going to be a little bit bigger because they're not true 64 scale. Mini GT actually being a true 64 scale is going to show you exactly how big this thing is. Oh my gosh, these details on the Mini GT are nuts. For the price of a Hot Wheels at its regular price point, you know, not bad. It's supposed to be retail half the price, right? So let's keep that in mind for this. But let's start with the front. What do we got? We got the teeth. Man, look at that grill. That was my impersonation. Hot Wheels actually doing it with the teeth going all the way across, whereas the Mini GT actually don't go all the way across right there, as you can see. That's interesting, actually. I think the Rexy Porsche actually looks more like that, where it's got the teeth coming all the way across. This one missing a couple of teeth, I guess you could say. But the grills are there. The headlight, ooh, I love this. Yellow headlight. Yellow headlight, yeah. Hot Wheels, actually, check it out. Hot Wheels got the plastic insert for the headlight. Something you don't see very often, right? But they do have it there. They got the snout, Porsche logo. Proud of that thing, all right. A little bit of the 80s decal is not very detailed on the Hot Wheels. Pretty sure the 80 decal is supposed to look more like that. I'm not sure what happened here, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it's supposed to be just an 80 there. It's supposed to have the 80 with all the decals and stuff. Ooh, look at this center wiper there. Nothing here, obviously. It does have the Porsche banner on the window, the front windshield banner. You got that. Since we're here, let's also go to the top. Check out the tail. See how it wraps around all the way to the end of the roof? This one kind of stopping right there. A little bit of a difference right there. And then let's move on to the side. Okay, so what's going on with the Porsche here on the Hot Wheels? It's got green wheels. Now, the 80 Porsche, I don't think has the green wheels on it. Maybe Hot Wheels just wanted to do the matching color with the wheels.
That's just lazy writing.
Not looking great on that front for Hot Wheels, but ooh, guys, Mini GT having the accurate wheels, and then the extra added detail for the tire stickers for Michelin tire stickers, which Hot Wheels doesn't have, obviously. That is another nice little bonus for sure. Man, I love the fact that Mini GT does this stuff. You've got a side view mirror, which is actually very flimsy. It's not rubber, guys. It's actually metal, part of the die cast. So be careful with that thing. You've got the decal there, you've got the arm there, and the rear and the hind legs. You've got a little bit of that there too on the Hot Wheels and Mini GT, both doing that right. Again with the 80 decal, again, I'm not sure what's going on. They got the 80 decal on the Hot Wheel, but it's just not looking detailed as it should be with the IMSA logo and all that stuff. I think it even has a picture of the track on there, but something not working out there. However, it does have some other logos here, but oh god, look at this detail on the window here. It's got the riveting window for that, what is that, what do they call those? What material is that? I can't forget it. Polycarbonate windows. They got the polycarbonate windows with the little rivets there, which is really nice. Hot Wheels tried to do it, but you don't see the detail for the silver rivet heads on there. You got the brake fence here, which is nice. You got the side skirts going on, and then you've got rolling wheels here. And guess what? Mini GT also doing the rolling wheels action. Mini GT blowing this thing out of the park already, right guys? Now again, this video is to showcase how much of a difference there is. This is not to say that, oh, Mini GT is better. Guys, we already know that Mini GT is better on this, but how much of a difference actually exists for the money? Don't you want to just get the Mini GT? Who knows, right? Let's go on to the rear. Okay, so spoiler, AO Racing logo. Check out the polycarbonate windshield, rear windshield there. You can see some of the rivets there. Hot Wheels obviously not having that detail. Again, we can't fault Hot Wheels on that. We know they're gonna not have that. Oh, the spoiler supports. Check out this. They went all green here with the Hot Wheels, but on the Mini GT, you've got the black spoiler supports, which give it a nice little offset in color. Hot Wheels doing the all green thing, which, you know, it worked for them. Oh, guys, Hot Wheels actually has side view mirrors on this. So, hey, Hot Wheels, kudos to you guys. You got it. You finally put some side view mirrors. I'm sure there's some other ones with side view mirrors, but you don't see it too often. Okay, the bumper. Man, look at the detail here. All the logos here. Hot Wheels having not as many of the sponsorship logos. Mini GT rocking it everywhere. The taillights, you're gonna get the red insert there. This one is gonna be more of a decal going all the way across for Porsche. The diffuser, looking pretty wild for the Hot Wheels. They really try to give it some attempt there with the center exit exhaust, as you can see, but Mini GT reigning supreme again with that diffuser and the center exit exhaust. So kudos to them. Hot Wheels not going to be having too much detail on the interior as well, but with the Mini GT, you're going to get some cool stuff like the roll cage is in there. You can see it, the white roll cage is there. And it's super hard to see, but there's some bucket seats in there as well. But the detail is definitely there for Mini GT.